Hi boys and girls. In this video, I will talk about two types of tenses: simple past tense and past continuous tense. We will look into how these two tenses work. At the end of the video, I hope you are able to do two things. First, tell the difference between simple past tense and past continuous tense. Second, transfer sentences from active voice to passive voice. Let's kick off. Look at these four sentences. Think about when to use simple past tense and when to use past continuous tense. Sentence 1. I watched Squid Game at 4 p.m. yesterday. Sentence 2. I leave home at 4:30 p.m. to join my family for tea. Sentence 3. While we have tea, the lights in the restaurant turn off. Sentence 4. We finish tea at 6 p.m. Which tense should be used for each blank? The answers come as follows. Sentence 1. I was watching Squid Game at 4 p.m. yesterday. Watching is an action that was happening in the past at a certain time, 4 p.m. Sentence 2. I left home at 4:30 p.m. to join my family for tea. Left is a past action at a specific point of time, 4:30 p.m. Sentence 3. While we were having tea, the lights in the restaurant turned off. Having is a past longer action that was already in progress. Turned is a shorter action that happened in the middle of a longer action. Sentence 4. We finished tea at 6 p.m. Here, finish is a completed action in the past. Before we look more deeply into past continuous tense, let's review what simple past tense is. First, we use simple past tense when we are talking about past actions at a specific point of time. For example, they went to the book fair yesterday. Second, we use simple past tense when we want to focus on the completion of actions. For example, I had McDonald's for lunch yesterday. On the other hand, we use past continuous tense for three reasons. First, when we want to talk about things happening in the past at a certain time, we use past continuous tense. For example, Jessica was enjoying a buffet with her boyfriend at 8 p.m. last night. Second, when two past actions were happening at the same time, we also use past continuous tense. For example, they were having dinner while a band was playing music. Having and playing are two actions happening at the same time in this sentence. Finally, we use past continuous tense to talk about a longer action that was interrupted by a shorter action. For example, they were having dessert when Jessica knocked the vase over by accident. Having is a longer action, whereas knocked is a shorter action. The table here summarizes the way to form past continuous tense. We form the past continuous tense using verbs to be, was, or, were, plus the gerund form of the main verb. For example, it was playing, and they were laughing. Then, we come to the question, what should we do if we want to talk about more than one action in the past? There are three cases to look into. First, when two actions were happening at the same time, both verbs are in past continuous tense. For example, Mom was punishing Simon while Peter was laughing at the back. Please also note that we can use while to link two past actions that were happening at the same time. Second, when we have an action that was already in progress, and a new, shorter action happened in the middle of the longer action, we use past continuous tense for the longer action, and simple past tense for the shorter action. For example, the lights went out while we were still having dessert. Also note that we can use when, while, or as for the longer action, and when for the shorter action. Finally, when there is a sequence of past actions, we use past tense for all the verbs. For example, Simon called the waiter for the bill, checked the receipt and paid for the meal by credit card. Finally, it's time to learn how to turn active sentences into the passive ones in simple past tense. To turn active verbs into passive, we have to put the receiver at the front of the sentences, followed by a verb to be, was or were, and the verb in past participle form. There are 3 sentences in active voice on the left. Please pause the video now to write down these sentences in passive voice. The answers are as follows. Sentence 1. The waiter was called for the bill. The receipt was checked and the meal was paid by credit card. Sentence 2. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was released by Walt Disney in 1937. Sentence 3. Animations were made with drawings. Then, we are learning how to turn active sentences into the passive ones in past continuous tense. To turn active verbs into passive, we have to put the receiver at the front of the sentences, followed by a verb to be, was or were, and the word being, then the verb in past participle form at last. There are 3 sentences in active voice on the left. Please pause the video now to write down these sentences in passive voice. The answers are as follows. Sentence 1. Simon was being punished by Mom while Nancy was laughing at the back. Sentence 2. The blackboard was being cleaned by Jordan. Sentence 3. Gifts were being sent out by Santa Claus. That's the end of the video. Hope you now are able to tell the difference between simple past tense and past continuous tense, and transfer sentences from active voice into passive voice.